You create a Microsoft Office SharePoint Server site. You also create a Business Data Catalog (BDC) definition. The BDC definition accesses a product database that is stored on a Microsoft SQL Server server. You need to ensure that users can filter the product data by the product type field from within the SharePoint server. What should you do? Option A. Create a custom action that passes the product type to the BDC definition. Option B. Create an ID enumerator method that filters the data by the product type field. Option C. Create a filter descriptor object that passes the product type field value as a parameter. Option D. Create a type descriptor within the BDC definition for which product type is the type name. The correct answer is option C. Your company uses an external CRM application that contains a business object named Customers. The Customers object represents a table that contains customer details. You need to define the Customers object in the Business Data Catalog (BDC) definition. What should you do? Option A. Create an entity element named Customers. Option B. Create a method element named getCustomers. Option C. Add a parameter element that has the direction property set to in and the name property set to @customers. Option D. Modify the action element by adding an action parameter element that has the name property set to @customers and the index property set to 0. The correct answer is option A. Your Microsoft SQL Server database contains client records. You create a Business Data Catalog (BDC) definition that allows you to view the client information. You create a web part that displays a map of the location of the selected client. You need to ensure that you can create a custom action to link to the web part. Which two actions should you perform? Each correct answer presents part of the solution. Choose two. Option A. Define a filter on the client entity. Option B. Declare an identifier for the client entity. Option C. Define a finder object on the client entity. Option D. Define a specific finder object on the client entity. 26. The correct answer is option B, D. Your company uses an order management application that stores order information in a Microsoft SQL Server database. You are creating a Business Data Catalog (BDC) definition on a Microsoft Office SharePoint Server server. You need to ensure that the SharePoint server can index the order information. Which two actions should you perform? Each correct answer presents part of the solution. Choose two. Option A. Define a finder method in the BDC definition. Option B. Define an ID enumerator method in the BDC definition. Option C. Define a view accessors method in the BDC definition. Option D. Define a specific finder method in the BDC definition. The correct answer is option B, D.